the amount of visitors going to Vegas, dropped 11%. The amount of people visiting Vegas is down.
Have you ever walked through a Las Vegas casino on a slow weekday afternoon and thought, wow, this place looks dead? Rows of empty slot machines, quiet tables with no dealers, a strip that feels more like a ghost town than the city that never sleeps. But here's the twist. Those same casinos that look deserted to the average tourist are still pulling in billions of dollars. How is that possible? The secret lies behind closed doors, in high-limit rooms, in market shifts, and in revenue streams the public never sees. Stay tuned, because the truth will completely change how you see Las Vegas. The illusion of empty floors. It's one of the biggest misconceptions about Las Vegas. If you see an empty blackjack table or a half-full slot area, you assume the casino must be losing money. But the reality couldn't be more different. Casinos are masters of optics. They know what you see, and, more importantly, what you don't. Here's the truth. Much of the real action doesn't happen where the tourists wander. It happens in hidden high-limit salons, where a single player can wager $50,000 on one hand of baccarat. To put it in perspective, one high roller can generate more profit in a weekend than thousands of small-time gamblers combined. And the public never sees it. Casinos deliberately keep these areas private, not only to protect their whales' identities, but also to create an aura of exclusivity. What looks like an empty casino floor can actually mean that one or two whales upstairs are essentially carrying the house's monthly numbers. But the illusion goes deeper. Casinos today don't rely solely on gambling the way they once did. Over the last 20 years, the percentage of revenue from slots and tables has dropped, while profits from nightlife, dining, entertainment, and conventions have soared. Even if slot areas look quiet, the restaurants are packed, the sports books are buzzing, and the convention centers are hosting trade shows that bring in thousands during weekdays. Tourists may scroll TikTok or YouTube and complain that Vegas feels dead. They don't see the balance sheets. In 2025, Boyd Gaming, which caters to locals, reported quarterly growth of 3.2%, even as strip casinos showed declines. That means while casual visitors complain about value, the casinos quietly shift their strategy and keep winning. So the next time you think Vegas is empty, remember, appearances deceive. The casinos thrive because their business model isn't built on volume anymore. It's built on segmentation, high rollers, and diversified revenue streams. And if you think that's surprising, wait until you hear about the off-strip casinos that are quietly outpacing the big names on the strip. The rise of the locals' casinos. If you've only ever stayed on the strip, you might think Las Vegas lives and dies with international tourism. But the true heartbeat of the city isn't in the mega resorts. It's in the locals' casinos, the off-strip properties quietly thriving while the headlines scream doom. Take Station Casinos, South Point, and Boyd Gaming. These aren't the neon palaces drawing bachelor parties from New York or Instagram influencers from Los Angeles. They're designed for the people who actually live in Las Vegas. And that's why, when strip properties saw revenue decline in 2025, Boyd Gaming's locals division grew by 3.2%, marking its strongest quarter in 2 years. South Point's general manager even said they've seen no negative impact from the broader tourism downturn. Why? Because these casinos serve a different customer base. Locals still want entertainment, affordable dining, and a place to gamble, regardless of whether international visitors are booking flights. Unlike the Strip, which survives on $30 cocktails and $50 parking fees, the locals' casinos compete on value. Better gaming odds, lower table minimums, cheaper food, and free parking. For example, Ellis Island still offers $5 craps and 3-2 blackjack, and the Plaza downtown runs single-zero roulette, deals that are all but extinct on the Strip. This isn't just good news for residents. It creates a dual market structure in Vegas. On one side, the luxury strip resorts target wealthy tourists willing to drop thousands. On the other, locals' casinos offer affordable fun and capture business from value seekers, retirees, and regulars who visit every week. Together, these two models balance the city's economy, ensuring that even when one segment suffers, the other can pick up the slack. And here's the kicker. Many off-strip properties are expanding. Station Casinos has purchased over 100 acres of land across the Vegas Valley for future projects. That's not the behavior of a company betting on decline. That's a company doubling down. So, while social media loves to show empty tables on the Strip, the real story is that Vegas isn't one market at all. It's two. And the locals' casinos are proving they can weather storms better than the giants. But that's only half the story. Because beyond locals and tourists, there's another force pumping life into Las Vegas year-round: professional sports. And the numbers are staggering. Sports tourism and the Vegas boom. Las Vegas used to be defined by slot machines, showgirls, and cheap buffets. But in the last decade, a new powerhouse has stepped onto the stage: sports tourism. Today, professional teams and global events are rewriting the city's visitor economy in ways most casual observers don't even notice. Start with the NFL's Las Vegas Raiders. Every home game isn't just about locals cheering for their team. It's about thousands of opposing fans flying in from Chicago, Denver, or Kansas City, eager to watch their team in Allegiant Stadium while enjoying a Vegas weekend. The ripple effect? Packed hotels, booming restaurants, and an influx of new visitors who may never have considered Sin City otherwise. Then there's the NHL's Vegas Golden Knights, who didn't just win a Stanley Cup, but built one of the most passionate fan bases in the league. Their success brought global hockey fans to town, while the WNBA Aces turned Las Vegas into a women's basketball hotspot, cementing the city's reputation as a legitimate sports capital. Add in the incoming Oakland A's ballpark, projected as a $1.75 billion investment with 81 home games per year, and you start to see how Vegas has transformed into a year-round sports destination. But it doesn't stop with traditional leagues. Formula One turned the Strip into a global stage, drawing international media and high-spending tourists from Europe and Asia. UFC and boxing matches continue to fill arenas with fight fans who spend big on nightlife and hotels. Even rugby has found a home in Las Vegas, with Australia's National Rugby League launching its 2025 season here. The economic impact is massive. Sports events generate not just ticket sales, but also tourism multipliers. Hotels, casinos, ride shares, and even local businesses all benefit. Unlike gambling alone, sports create recurring demand that stabilizes visitor numbers, filling in gaps left by sluggish conventions or off-season tourism. Sports have given Las Vegas something no other American city can replicate: a hybrid identity. It's not just the gambling capital of the world, it's now a sports town with international reach. And with billions pouring into new stadiums and arenas, the bet on sports is only getting bigger. But if sports are bringing new crowds, construction cranes tell another story. Mega investments in Vegas real estate that prove the city isn't slowing down, it's just getting started. Billion-dollar construction and mega investments. When casual visitors complain that Vegas looks dead, they often miss the towering cranes and billion-dollar projects reshaping the skyline. And here's the truth: major corporations don't pour billions into dying cities. The construction boom in Las Vegas is proof that Wall Street and global investors see a future far brighter than the critics do. Start with the most eye-catching, the MSG Sphere, a $2.3 billion entertainment venue, the most expensive in Vegas history. Some mocked it as a gamble too big to succeed, but its immersive shows are already drawing crowds and redefining live entertainment. Then there's the Fontainebleau, a $3.7 billion mega resort that finally opened in late 2023 after years of delays. Projects of this scale don't happen unless investors are confident Vegas will deliver long-term returns. And the momentum hasn't stopped. The Oakland A's new ballpark, a staggering $1.75 billion bet on Las Vegas's growth, is underway, promising 81 home games per year to anchor steady visitor traffic. Meanwhile, the Hard Rock is spending hundreds of millions to rebrand and renovate its property, and M Resort invested another $200 million to double its hotel capacity. Even the so-called locals casinos are in expansion mode. Station Casinos not only continues to upgrade properties, but has quietly purchased over 100 acres of land across the valley, preparing for future growth. Smaller icons like Ellis Island, El Cortez, and Four Queens have completed major renovations, showing confidence at every level of the market. What makes this wave of development so striking is its timing. These projects are moving forward in an era when social media paints Vegas as too expensive or empty. Clearly, the people with the best data and the deepest pockets aren't buying that narrative. They know what history has proven. Las Vegas has survived the Great Depression, 9/11, the Great Recession, and even a global pandemic. Each time it bounced back stronger. In Vegas, construction isn't just about buildings. It's a vote of confidence in the city's future. And with billions already sunk into the ground, the bet is clear. Vegas isn't dying. It's doubling down. But while construction proves the big players are all in, another quiet revolution is reshaping how casinos make money. The shift away from gambling and into everything else. The non-gambling money machine. Ask the average person what keeps Las Vegas alive, and they'll say one word: gambling. Slot machines, blackjack tables, and poker tournaments are what most people think bankroll the city. But here's the twist. In 2025, gambling is no longer the biggest slice of the pie. The real money machine now hums outside the casino floor. Over the past 2 decades, casinos have steadily reduced their reliance on pure gaming revenue. Instead, profits have shifted toward nightlife, fine dining, concerts, conventions, and sports. In fact, many major resorts today make more from hotel rooms, restaurants, and entertainment than they do from blackjack and slots. That's why you see world-famous chefs opening restaurants, superstar residencies dominating arenas, and luxury shopping promenades replacing old gaming space. Take conventions, for example. They're a midweek gold mine. Business travelers aren't just tourists. They come with expense accounts. Their companies cover flights, hotels, and meals, and they often extend their trips into personal vacations. In the first half of 2025, convention attendance was up in 4 out of 6 months, helping stabilize hotel bookings even when leisure travel dipped. That means quieter casino floors don't necessarily equal weaker revenues, because ballrooms, restaurants, and nightclubs are picking up the slack. Sports betting is another rapidly expanding sector. Once confined to smoky sportsbooks, it's now a mainstream draw. Events like March Madness, the Super Bowl, and even fantasy football weekends turn Vegas into a pilgrimage site for sports fans. At Circa's massive sportsbook, thousands gather to watch games on a giant screen wall, creating an atmosphere that can't be replicated at home. These events drive hotel stays, bar tabs, and repeat visits that go far beyond a slot pull. This diversification has made Vegas more resilient. During downturns when gambling dips, restaurants, clubs, and entertainment keep the money flowing. That's why casinos can look half-empty, yet still post billion-dollar quarters. Their revenue streams are spread wider than ever before. But here's the irony. While tourists complain about the Strip getting too expensive, surveys show that most still leave Vegas feeling satisfied, even calling it a bargain compared to cities like New York or Miami. And that brings us to the next secret. Vegas value is alive. It just hides in plain sight. The hidden value play. If you only read social media, you'd think Las Vegas has lost all its value. TikTok is filled with complaints about $12 coffees, $25 parking fees, and $40 resort surcharges. And yes, those costs sting. But here's the paradox. When you zoom out and compare Vegas to other U.S. destinations, it's still one of the best bargains in America. Let's put this in perspective. A family vacation to Disneyland means $35 per day just for parking, before you've even set foot in the park. Meanwhile, MGM or Caesars properties charge $20 to $25 for strip parking. Not cheap, but significantly less when you realize you're also getting access to world-class entertainment, free drinks while gambling, and an endless lineup of attractions. Add in the fact that many properties, like Resorts World, are now experimenting with eliminating parking or resort fees during slow months, and the "Vegas is too greedy" narrative becomes more complicated. Surveys back this up. In 2023, 87% of Vegas tourists rated their trip very satisfying, up from 77% the year before. Most still described Vegas as a bargain destination, even after accounting for all the fees and inflated food prices. Why? Because dollar for dollar, nowhere else offers the same density of experiences. For the cost of one Broadway show in New York, you can see a Cirque du Soleil performance, hit a nightclub, and enjoy a buffet, all in one night. The key is that Vegas has become a segmented market. High-end visitors shrug off $40 martinis because they want exclusivity, while budget-conscious travelers can still find value at places like Ellis Island, South Point, or the Plaza, where table minimums are low and dining deals remain. This dual system keeps both luxury and value markets alive simultaneously. So while the loudest voices online complain, the numbers tell a different story. People keep coming back, because when you factor in flights, hotels, food, and entertainment, Vegas still undercuts New York, Los Angeles, or Miami. The illusion of lost value often comes from perception, not reality. But perception matters, and nowhere is it more powerful than in the psychology of the high rollers, whose hidden bets keep casinos flush even when the main floors look quiet. The high roller effect. Walk through a Las Vegas casino on a sleepy Tuesday afternoon, and it's easy to believe the city is in decline. Empty blackjack tables, half-lit slot rows, a handful of retirees sipping free cocktails. But what the casual visitor doesn't see is that the real money is moving behind velvet curtains. Welcome to the world of the high roller, where one guest can change a casino's entire financial month. Here's how it works. Casinos separate their high-limit salons from the public floor, creating ultra-private rooms with dedicated hosts, premium security, and luxury perks. In these spaces, a single whale might bet $50,000 on a hand of baccarat, or drop millions over the course of a weekend. These wagers are so large that even if the main floor feels empty, the casino can still walk away with revenue equivalent to thousands of small-time players combined. Casinos guard these clients fiercely. They offer private jets, complimentary penthouse suites, Michelin-star meals, and round-the-clock butler service, all to keep them loyal. It may cost the house hundreds of thousands in comps, but when a single customer has the potential to generate $5 million in losses in one trip, it's money well spent. In fact, executives will tell you quietly that a few whales each quarter often make the difference between profit and loss. And it's not just about gambling. These high rollers bring entourages, families, and business partners who spend lavishly on food, shopping, and entertainment. The impact multiplies far beyond the baccarat table. That's why Vegas invests so heavily in luxury amenities, fine dining, designer boutiques, exclusive shows, because these are the environments whales expect. To the average tourist, it looks like Vegas is fading. To the balance sheets, it looks like business as usual. The psychology of the high roller explains why casinos can survive dips in mass tourism. They don't need 10,000 average players when a handful of elite gamblers can produce the same revenue in a fraction of the time. But while the whales keep profits afloat, another lifeline is quietly stabilizing the city year-round: the endless stream of conventions and corporate travelers. Conventions, the midweek lifeline. Most tourists imagine Las Vegas as a weekend playground, Friday check-ins, Saturday pool parties, and Sunday hangovers before the flight home. But here's a secret that keeps the city alive. The real money shows up Monday through Thursday, and it doesn't come in sequined dresses or with neon yard-long margaritas. It comes in suits, laptops, and corporate budgets. Conventions and trade shows are the midweek lifeline of Las Vegas. They fill the gap left by weekend leisure travelers and keep hotel occupancy rates high, even when the Strip looks quiet. In the first 6 months of 2025 alone, convention attendance was up in 4 out of 6 months, holding steady despite all the chatter about Vegas' decline. That consistency matters, because business travelers bring something casual tourists don't: predictability. Even better, they spend differently. Companies cover flights, hotel rooms, and meals, which means attendees often have more disposable income to blow on nightlife and entertainment. Some extend their stay into the weekend, essentially transforming from corporate guests into leisure tourists without missing a beat. Others bring spouses or families, multiplying the economic impact. Las Vegas is uniquely positioned to capture this market because of its massive convention infrastructure. The Las Vegas Convention Center spans over 4.6 million square feet, while properties like Mandalay Bay, Venetian/Palazzo, and Caesars host enormous expos. These venues are modern, scalable, and filled with amenities no other U.S. city can match. Whether it's CES bringing 115,000 tech professionals or a niche trade show filling hotel ballrooms, the effect is the same: steady streams of high-spending visitors midweek. For casinos, this is gold. Instead of being dependent on fickle weekend crowds, they have a reliable customer base whose expenses are often written off as business costs. And because conventions repeat annually, hotels lock in recurring revenue. It's no coincidence that properties spend millions upgrading convention spaces. They know this is a backbone of long-term stability. So while TikTokers may complain about empty casinos, the reality is that thousands of attendees might be across the street in an expo hall, writing million-dollar deals before heading to a steakhouse dinner. And yet, the biggest reason Vegas never truly dies isn't just conventions, sports, or even the whales. It's the city's unmatched ability to reinvent itself after every crisis. Reinvention, the secret to Vegas immortality. Las Vegas has been counted out more times than any other American city. During Prohibition, skeptics said its saloon culture would collapse. In the 1980s, when Atlantic City was booming, many thought Vegas had lost its edge. After 9/11, the Great Recession, and the COVID-19 shutdowns, headlines declared Sin City finished. Yet each time, Vegas did the one thing it knows best: reinvent itself. That's the true secret behind why quiet casinos still rake in billions. Unlike other destinations that cling to tradition, Vegas embraces change with almost ruthless pragmatism. In the late 80s, it pivoted to mega-resorts when smaller properties faltered. In the 2000s, it leaned into luxury dining, shopping, and entertainment as gaming revenue plateaued. In the 2020s, it's doubled down on sports, conventions, and non-gambling revenue streams. Reinvention isn't just a survival tactic here, it's a business model. Consider how revenue sources have shifted. In 1984, gambling accounted for nearly 60% of Strip revenue. Today, non-gambling activities like food, beverage, entertainment, and conventions outpace gaming. Vegas didn't fight that trend, it monetized it. Now, when tourism slows or gamblers stay home, concerts, expos, and sporting events keep the money flowing. Even when critics point to greed in the form of resort fees and overpriced dining, surveys show visitors still leave satisfied. In 2023, 87% of tourists rated their Vegas trip as very satisfying, up a full 10% from the year prior. Why? Because despite the costs, the density of experiences here simply can't be matched. Where else can you watch Formula One cars race down city streets, see a superstar residency, play world-class poker, and party until sunrise, all within walking distance? The real genius of Las Vegas is its elasticity. It stretches to meet every era. Mob-run gambling halls, family-friendly attractions, luxury resorts, esports arenas, even billion-dollar entertainment spheres. When one model fades, another rises. That's why Vegas never really dies. It just transforms into something new. So next time you hear someone claim the city is finished, remember, Las Vegas has survived every storm, outlasted every rival, and redefined itself again and again. That's not collapse. That's immortality. And there you have it, the secret behind why Vegas never dies. It thrives on reinvention, on finding new ways to turn entertainment into profit. Personally, I think that's what makes it the most fascinating city in America. What do you think? Has Vegas lost its soul or just changed skins? Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives.